Hello and a very good evening to all of y'all who are joining me live in this Facebook and YouTube interaction of News 9. And today I will be speaking about a groundbreaking development that has come from, the COVAXIN that is being developed by the Indian Council of Medical Research and also Bharat Biotech. So in the latest, COVAXIN is being tested at 12 institutes across India, and the drug maker has said that animal trials of Bharat Biotech International Limited's COVID-19 vaccine candidate COVAXIN have been successful, and the test results showed the shot's remarkable immunogenicity and also the protective efficacy in the phase 1 clinical trials in India. Well, to give you a brief introduction about COVAXIN, it is developed by the Indian Council of Medical Research and Bharat Biotech, and it is being tested across 12 sites in India. And the drug maker, after this groundbreaking development was cited in their sites, they even tweeted about it and said that Bharat Biotech proudly announces the animal study results of COVAXIN, and these results demonstrate the protective efficacy in a live viral challenge model. So, in another release, Bharat Biotech said that it had developed and assessed the protective efficacy and also immunogenicity of an inactivated SARS-CoV-2 vaccine, which is the BBV152 or COVAXIN, and when tested on macaques. So Bharat Biotech said that it developed and assessed the protective efficacy, and the phase 1 trials turned out to be successful. Now, in order to answer a few questions, we have with us Dr. Sitesh Roy, and I would like to thank Dr. Sitesh Roy for joining me in this live interaction. Dr. Sitesh, my first question to you is that, COVAXIN has cleared the phase 1 clinical trial. So what does it mean to us?
So Deepak, what we have data currently on are the animal studies, which are supposed to be the preclinical trials. The clinical trial of phase 1 is largely done on human beings, and it's usually a number of 20, 30, 50 individuals in which safety immunogenicity is studied. And phase 1 and 2 trials of the COVAXIN has already been going on and enrolling patients since July of 2020, and they have a target of about 1,000 patients, if I'm not mistaken. So that is something that we have to wait for. What we have today, because a lot of the vaccines that are being developed around the world have skipped the animal study phase of the vaccine, Bharat Biotech did not do that, and in macaque monkeys, when this vaccine was administered, they found a strong titer of antibodies and neutralizing antibodies developing within a reasonable period of time. And interestingly, when these monkeys were exposed to the SARS-CoV-2 virus, none of them developed an infection. And that, I think, is what we call a proof of concept in some ways, that the vaccine is working and it is protecting the animals from the virus. And hence, we can only hope that we will reproduce the same thing when it comes to the human trials. So phase 1-2 trials of COVAXIN are currently going on as we speak.
Also, doctor, now many are in a dilemma whether a vaccine would cure COVID-19 or would probably generate robust immune responses, which is actually the case. So would you clarify on that also, please?
So any vaccine can help generate a robust immune response when the body is exposed to the live virus or bacteria, whatever the type of vaccine it is. And so the purpose is that to essentially develop very specific arms, very specific antibodies, cytotoxic T cells, memory T and B cells against the virus well in advance of encountering it, so that when it is encountered, the body can, through its very early innate immune responses and its later adaptive responses, clear the virus in a very rapid manner. So where now IgG antibodies take 7 to 14 days to form, in a person who's been vaccinated, the IgG antibodies would ramp up within 3 or 4 days. And also the specific cytotoxic T cells would be active very rapidly and be multiplying in a person who's been vaccinated. So the goal is to get a rapid response that should prevent the virus from spreading too much in the body and hence causing too much harm. it is impossible to say that getting the vaccine will 100% prevent the infection. As we know, even with influenza, the vaccine protects 50, 70, 75%. It doesn't do 100% job.
Also, doctor, my last question to you is, how far are we from seeing the light of the day? That is, how far are we from, the first person being vaccinated?
So, Deepak, I think that the timeline, if phase 1 trials of COVAXIN and phase 1-2 combined trials of COVAXIN started in July, we can only expect something in terms of results in probably 2.5 months from there for that. And then the phase 3 trials have to begin, which take at least 3 months, if not a bit longer. So we are easily looking at 6 months from here. If there is a very rapid response, a very good response, sometimes certain stages and certain statistical assessments are done as the study is going on, and then things may happen earlier. But I would very safely assume that for a vaccine to actually come out into the public domain, we are looking at nothing short of 6 months from here. That's just a guesstimate.
Also, doctor, now my follow-up question to this is, do you think that herd immunity could come before the vaccine?
Deepak, I don't think that's possible. I don't think that should be attempted or even thought about, because to get herd immunity, you need 60 to 70% of the Indian population to be exposed to the virus and develop adequate antibody responses to it, which from the data we have right now, there may be some pockets where people have 50-55% people have developed protective immunity or have antibodies. But in the large majority of India, the seroprevalence is not exceeding a few percent at best. And so I would say that in many pockets in India, many states, many rural areas, the numbers may be much, much lower. And so I think herd immunity is a distant reality from the natural infection. And we can only expect it once we have a valid vaccine in hand.
Right, Dr. Sitesh, thank you for joining me with all those details. Well, the doctor clearly said herd immunity is a distant dream that India should not think of achieving, because for herd immunity to be in place, close to 50 to 70% of the population needs to be exposed to the virus, and India can't afford this at the moment because the healthcare infrastructure is already down on its knees. So exposing more number of people only calls for trouble, and the medical infrastructure is not up. I mean, it's not right there to treat all of these people. So in order to not resort to such a move, all we have to do is wait with bated breath for a vaccine which the doctor claims would be available in the next 6 to 7 months, to be precise. So until then, the only thing that we have to do and to defeat COVID-19 are the safety precautions. So in every live interaction, we keep emphasizing on this, because these are the only weapons that we have against COVID-19, and we hope that you stay safe until my next live interaction. Many thanks for watching this interaction.